to me. I beg you. No.
Since I got so much backlash on my previous video about Demon's Souls Remake, I decided to make a more in-depth review of the problems in this game. But honestly, I can't blame anyone for the negative reception, as I sort of asked for it by the thumbnail. If you are wondering, where's this video? I don't see it on this channel. Well, that's because it isn't. I will put a link in the description to the original video posted on another channel. Let's get into it, shall we? I have many problems with this game, but that doesn't mean they are completely universal. Some of these are personal frustration instead of general issue. I just want to get that out of the way before I'm called a piece of shit in the comments section. Starting off, we have carry load. This is more of a personal frustration for me. I like to collect every item I can and swiftly. If you aren't a collector, you will notice your valuable healing grasses being sent to storage because you have too much shit in your inventory. It seems about every level you find yourself having to either discard a bunch of items or run back to the Nexus to sort your damn storage box. I found it incredibly annoying and inconvenient. This issue isn't huge, but I wanted to throw it in here for some extra substance. The second issue I wanted to discuss was gemstones. There are so many goddamn stones for such a short-lived game. I couldn't even upgrade my main weapon until late game because the gemstone farm required higher DPS. Not to mention, even with higher DPS, the stone farms give very little and require a good chunk of time. And upgrading your weapon isn't even a requirement to beat the game. New Game Plus is probably a different story, but for your first playthrough, it's kind of irrelevant. Leveling up the right stats is more than efficient. On to the next grievance, god-awful AI. The AI for bosses in Demon's Souls is so obvious a blind man could see it. As an example, the Man-Eater fight. It's basically the gargoyle gang fight we all know and love from Dark Souls 1, except in Demon's Souls the Man-Eater AI is so sporadic you can never predict what the hell it's going to do next. Sometimes it stops attacking randomly, allowing you to bully it, and sometimes it never stops moving around like a schizophrenic crackhead. And sometimes it will get so tired of fighting you it will just fly away. Even with the goofy AI, if you just focus on putting out damage, it's easy. When two of them come out, most of the time one of them will fuck off and let you kill the other. As another example, you have Flame Lurker hop around like a giant fire-breathing frog in random directions. For some reason they decided to make the game look better and feel better, but couldn't manage fixing the old-ass AI problems and bugs. Another flaw of this game is the grind. The majority of the time you are grinding for grass or stones without making any actual progression. It reminds me of what I hate most about Bloodborne. The in-between grind for the materials you need just to progress. You don't really have this problem in Dark Souls or Elden Ring. Even when you grind in those games, you are still progressing in one way or another. For Demon's Souls, it's a different story. You have the game's grind peering down on you, you just got all the grass you need, but then realize that the runbacks are terrible, especially Flame Lurker. My final issue with Demon's Souls is an issue I covered in the prior video. The bosses suck. For example, Dragon God, the most boring and annoying boss fight in the game. Its only mechanic is fisting you when it sees you and breathing fire in second phase momentarily. Whoever designed this was clearly being underpaid. Unless you have the Thief Ring, it's an absolute headache to break the pillars and progress through the fight. Terribly designed and nothing more than a bad joke. Every Souls game has a badass final boss that spreads your cheeks like no other. Except for Demon's Souls. True Form King Allant. The final boss of this game is so depressing to experience, and it's not because of his old one speech mid-fight. Allant crawls towards you like a newborn baby and attempts to grab you once every 30 seconds. But usually this dogwater fight is over before then. I thought I would experience Vicar Emilio's prototype with the Maiden Estrella fight, but no, she summons her loyal boyfriend, Garl, to gatekeep the arena. He just stands between a very thin path and throws his big-ass club whenever the AI processes you getting close. After Garl dies, Estrella just kills herself and you progress. Shitty boss, literally just an NPC with a club that sucks. Phalanx Demon does nothing but throw spears and crawl to you. Super boring for a first boss. You get fire resin all over the first level, so it's asking you to burn the first boss to death. Without fire, Phalanx is a pain. Fool's Idol was super easy for me. I just avoided most of the center room so I didn't stand in any traps. Took about 2 minutes to go through all its mimic copies. Actual Pinwheel prototype. I already spoke on the Man-Eaters, lazy fight design, and some of the worst AI I have ever seen. As for Storm King, a lot of people like this boss and I have no idea why. He just shoots weird torpedo projectiles every now and then while his children harass you from the sky. I hate this fight so much. All I've asked from Demon Souls is some consistency with good bosses, but it's a lost cause. I think I'm gonna stop yapping now. If you want to comment on this, just scroll down. I hope this went more in depth for the Souls Horde to munch on. That's all I got. See ya.